Good Tuesday morning, everyone. This is Joe. Welcome to my scripture reflection for this Tuesday, February the 15th. Hope you're all doing well. It's a very cold day here in the Northeast. However, we are not scheduled for snow, at least today, and what seems to be the rest of this week, at least I hope not. The snowstorm of a few weeks ago really provided some insight into the actions that people do when we are faced with such a calamity in front of us, But let's hold that in mind, and let's hold even better things in mind as we prepare to hear today's gospel, which is from St. Mark, chapter 8, verses 14 to 21. The disciples had forgotten to bring bread, and they had only one loaf with them in the boat. Jesus enjoined them, "Watch out, guard against the leaven of the Pharisees and the leaven of Herod." They concluded among themselves that it was because they had no bread. When he became aware of this, he said to them, "Why do you conclude that it is because you have no bread? Do you not yet understand or comprehend? Are your hearts hardened? Do you have eyes and not see, ears and not hear? And do you not remember when I broke the 5 loaves for the 5,000, how many wicker baskets full of fragments you picked up?" They answered him, 12. "When I broke the 7 loaves for the 4,000, how many full baskets of fragments did you pick up?" They answered him, 7. He said to them, "Do you still not understand?" Just as a side note, that the end there where it's, 5 loaves, how many wicker baskets, 4 loaves, how many wicker baskets of fragments. It's like one of those math problems that you scratch your head at, right? But there's a bigger picture. There's always a bigger picture. In the math problem, it comes down to how hard you try and what you do with what you learn about it. And that's exactly what we need to do when it comes to this gospel. What are we going to learn from it? The snowstorm that I mentioned a few minutes ago, it was amazing. I went to one of the delis here in my town, and I needed to get just some eggplant without cheese, as I love to eat it. And amazingly, there was terror in this deli because the snow was going to come. Now, we were scheduled to get about 6 inches. That's bad, but it's not horrendous. And in fact, there was terror to get what bread was left in this deli, so much so that the owner went to a local bakery to buy more and spilled it out on the counter where people were grabbing it as crazy as they could. There seems to be always a terror when it comes to the snowstorms or any adversity that we need to gather and hold to ourselves. Well, today's gospel shows us that the opposite is true. Because when we do that, we get less. We actually get less. And when we give away, then we get more. It is only after the disciples started to give to the crowds that Jesus started the multiplication process. And then there was plenty for everyone. So when we give, we get. When we don't give, we get less. And how true that can be. However, here's the most important point I want to make today. You see, most of this is automatically our mind goes towards giving of money to causes, whatever the case may be. And all of that is very important, especially as a footnote to my animal rescue friends, because they do such wonderful work and receive very little for what they do. However, it's not about that. This is not a bread that we eat. For this bread that we give out is the bread of ourselves, the bread of our time, the bread of our love, the bread of our compassion. And the more we give that out, as much as we possibly can, we do receive it back. I'm always reminded of Shelby and Daniel. They had no money to give. Animals have no money of their own. But they gave of themselves totally to others every chance they got. And what did they get back? They got back love. They got back respect. They got back a lot of attention and people who rallied around them when they were sick. It's up to us to look at the bread of ourselves, what we're going to give out and what we're going to hold to ourselves. If we want to get so much back and multiply these loaves, then we need to give of ourselves just that little bit more to the places where our heart is most fond of. Well, my friends, these are my thoughts for today. I always appreciate your presence here with me. Please continue to follow me at my website, joedwyerjr.com, all one word. I wish you all a wonderful Tuesday. And even though it's the day after Valentine's Day, give out some love even more so today than you did yesterday. And let's see what happens. The results can be very beautiful. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you soon.